Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Alan Wake 2, or in the since we're in the Lake House DLC, uh, kind of Control in Alan Wake. Okay, so wait.
Dr. Darling.
Yes, my beloved. Also, just Matthew Peretta. Okay, so I can't. Okay, all right. I'm nervous about what that button's gonna do. Push the button.
Okay, doesn't do a damn thing without power.
Did it. I don't like, even Control wasn't like spooky. Control had like spooky-ish elements to it, but the game itself wasn't spooky. Also, what's really funny is what is the name of FBC Firewatch?
Okay, power core receiver. Plugging a core in should get the lights on.
Jesus Christ. Had a lot to do with those power cores. I hate how many places you can hide here. Now I will say it is kind of cool that these are basically all canvases. Oh, I guess it's rebarred. It looked like it was able to just be like slid along tracks.
That is not a regulation FBC weapon.
Where? Oh. That is accurate.
Can't open it from the side.
Damn. Okay. Sounded like footsteps.
Jules' keycard. Could be useful.
Cool. Fortunately, Jules' keycard went missing last night. Huge shame. On a totally unrelated note, I now have a level 3 clearance card in my office, plus a lot of black rock. Convenient. Been grinding the black rock down to a powder and stashing around it in case any gets confiscated. Weapon tests using black rock powder, if successful, may send schematics to offsite teams. Could lead to a transfer out of this shithole. Need to think of more applications for black rock now that I have some. There was a researcher at the okay, I guess it's not Ohio. At the OH who had tons of ideas like this. Wish I could remember their name.
Wish they'd make these things lighter.
Okay, this is cool lighting. Big fan of the lighting.
The way
I know
I saw it, there was only one way out. Identify the source of the event and contain or eliminate it. Now, good news, I just had to keep going down. Bad news, the elevator liked to disappear.
skin started to crawl there.
At least the elevator's back.
Can I move this? I hate what I'm hearing. I absolutely hate it. Like, I'm trying to prepare for something to, like, jump out at me. Oh, that's level 2. Things are just going to get worse. I'm betting. The more I go down, things are going to get worse.
First off, a huge thank you to everyone here. The Lake House has made amazing strides in researching the AWE here at Cauldron Lake. Great work, team. I wanted to come in person so I could check in on the latest work. I won't get in the way. It's not our view, so no reason to be scared. Did you hear that, Dr. Marmot? While I'm here, I want to focus on the relationship between the shadow and the AWE site below the lake. The theory that the shadow even originates from the dimension this threshold is tapping into is compelling. Eventually, I want to understand how this dimension manages to convert subjective elements like art into objective reality. What are the constraints of this phenomenon? Can it, say, create altered items or even objects of power simply by manifesting them via a piece of art? These are the things we need to know to accurately classify the shadow. I mean, that name is not very scientific. I mean, I came up with that. Shadow. So, any and all proposals are welcome. Anything testing art's effect on reality by using the shadow's energy is preferred. To find answers, we'll first need a lot of data. No wrong answers. And when I return to the oldest house, I'll take back anything we end up with to run against a classified project called Hedron to build a comparative data set. I wish I could tell you more. It's very, very exciting. Non-physical forces impacting. No, sorry, I really can't. It is. You know what? Maybe some of you can come visit. We'll have to get you clearance, of course, but if that would, maybe that can. You know what? I don't want to take the entire day talking. So, the shadow represents a whole new area of research, and I couldn't be more excited to start digging in. It is a great new world, people.
The Lake House's research went way beyond studying Cauldron Lake's threshold. Playing with paranatural forces, it never goes well, Saga. This is exactly why we lock up people like Wake.
Wake. I always love seeing Dr. Darling. Right. Where's the elevator? Is it behind here? If so, how do I move? Oh, wait, no. Yes? Uh... Have I just been, like, missing
Can't open it from the side.
everything? 'Cause, like, I can't use this, because this is security 1. I need 2.
I need a higher clearance keycard.
Yeah. I hate the sounds. Oh, fucking Durr. Come into here, push the button. The button that didn't work before. Because there was no power. You remember what I said before? Time to go!
If you can understand me, I am an agent of the Federal Bureau of Control. I can assist you if you take no hostile action against me or any action that can be perceived as hostile.
They're in the walls. I'm super
Fuck were those things?
super debating on stuff like, what do I do there? Should I attack?
Okay, deep breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look, you never really get used to the shit you see in this job, but
True.
find the source, collapse the threshold.
Error. Please hold. Please hold.
Now where am
Please
I?
hold. Please.
Where am I indeed?
What is that?
That is trippy.
If you can understand me, I'm an agent of the Federal Bureau of Control. I can assist you if you take no hostile action against me or any action that can be perceived as hostile. Do you understand? Well, I'll be damned. So what kind of entity are you?
Good.
You can speak. That means you probably imprinted on a person or retained some of your former self's information. Previously human, maybe? Okay, I can work with that. I just had an unpleasant encounter with some other painted individuals. Any relation? What does that mean? Okay, hey, calm down!
I can't move, by the way.
Cease all hostility right.
Unnecessary.
That thing is really pissed off.
You
Good
think?
news. It didn't try to kill me.
Yet.
Okay, baby steps.
Try second floor again.
Angry living paintings are not typically on the Cauldron Lake bingo card. But something different was happening at the lake house, and I couldn't let it escape. Bright Falls didn't need this particular cherry on its already shitty sundae.
Sublevel 3.
This isn't the floor I wanted.
Yeah, okay.
Elevator.
Page development. God, so much of this Alan Wake 2 is just like a combination of Alan Wake and Control. Like, I'm just playing Control now without Jesse's abilities. Moving forward, research at the lake house will be divided into two distinct projects. Project X 10032-AW, code name Arbutus, will focus on the studying the writing of blank, or of redacted, with Diana Marmont serving as project director. Project C 43210-RL, codenamed Romnus, will focus on studying redacted and his work, with Dr. Jules Marmont serving as project director. Staff will soon be notified regarding their project assignment and any required desk changes. Your patience is requested during this reorganization. This is a confidential facility matter and is not to be discussed with external agents or teams. If you have any questions, please contact me directly.
September 12, 2023. Notes regarding a page of an Alan Wake manuscript I found in the archives. I checked the records, and this page is not in our inventory. I believe it manifested inside the lake house directly. I won't be filing this page. It'll just send Jules into a panic. The page is written in Wake's usual style, so I can't say for certain if it's being literal or figurative when it calls us monsters. But what's interesting is that the page indicates that a painting succeeded in linking Cauldron Lake's threshold with our facility. Writing has always been the clearly superior avenue of research, but I never considered that the writing itself would dictate a different art form as the catalyst for our success. I cannot accept that. I can't allow Jules to stumble his way into success. Not after the years of work I put into this research. I got word yesterday that 2 writers are visiting Bright Falls. I will beat Jules to the finish line.
Damn. Doggo.
Rudolph Lane stood back from the canvas. He didn't recognize the piece. Did he paint this? His mind was foggy, unfocused. He knew the Marmonts were putting something in his food. A man in a white coat came to steer Lane back to his cell. He did not resist. He was too tired. He lay on the bed, but the stench in his cell wouldn't let him sleep. An acid stink. The turpentine. The paint. It was all over him. Years of it. 1,000 paintings. 1,000 more to come. A putrid weight he could never wash away. Cold hate simmered below the mist clogging his thoughts. Hatred for the paint. Hatred for the brushes. For the Marmonts. For himself. Diana and Jules Marmont had once been a team. Rising stars in the Bureau, both talented in their own way. Diana innovated and Jules got funding from the bureaucrats. Cooperation led to respect. Connection. Then after a decade of hard work, the happy couple were promoted. Co-heads of research. Their first years at the lake house were good. Challenging, but not insurmountable. Not for them. Gradually, thoughts fell into their heads like drops of dark water. Why does she get all the credit? Why does he get any credit? With that, a crack formed in the lake house. The Marmonts and their work became arrogant, erratic. The crack widened and the water seeped in.
Also, I saw I get shotgun shells. But I don't have a shotgun. So that's interesting. Again, it's just so much reading. The automated typing device will produce writing mimicking that of Alan. Oh, so they have AI now. Alan Wake, a known para-utilitarian with the goal of affecting reality with the same consistency as Mr. Wake's writing. To reach this level of authenticity, each page produced by the ATDs must be evaluated and graded based on its similarity to Wake's original style. The pages will be graded using the following criteria. Comprehensibility. This is the most basic of criteria. The page must use language and develop stories in an understandable, organic way. Style. The page must accurately mimic the typical style of Wake's writing, using pages in the lake house's possession as reference. Tone. The page must accurately mimic the typical tone of Wake's writing, using pages in the lake house's possession as reference. The page must, for content, the page must accurately mimic the typical content of Wake's writing, using pages of the lake house, blah, blah, blah. Once pages are graded, they will be fed into the algorithm as preferred reference material, thus continuously refining the writing produced by the ATDs until they can produce near identical stories to Alan Wake. Once that is achieved, we will provide instructions to the ATD on what to write, effectively gaining control of Wake's ability to link with the Shadow's power.
There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmonts had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just content for the experiment. There was a crack in the lake house.
Is it the same
The
thing?
Marmonts
Yeah.
let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here. The art was not art, just content for the experiment. There was a crack in the lake house. The Marmonts had let the lake in, but the water could not flow. It became trapped, stagnant, went bad. The truth was controlled here. The
Oh,
art
thanks,
was not art,
Puff.
just content for the experiment.
There was a crack in the lake house. Cool. Big room of typing
Typewriters.
equipment.
Please don't let this be what I think it is. As you know by now, typewriters and Cauldron Lake do not mix. And a room full of them all clacking away? 100% bad news.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the crudest form of AI, right? So much shit. An investigation into the precise brand and model of typewriter used by Alan Wake with the intent to use this particular brand for Redacted, as the ATDs continue to be unsuccessful. Wake's publishing house, Wake's agent, Wake's spouse, Redacted. Checked all available online interviews, publications, elements pertaining to Wake. The relevant team will continue to explore alternative sources of information. The ATDs will continue to be operated with the available typewriters until Wake's preferred brand is known, theoretically replicating Alan Wake's style of writing via the same brand of typewriter used by the author should yield optimal results. The project director has indicated that a similar investigation should be launched into the brand and type of ink used in Wake's typewriter. Yeah, you want to see me work the winch? Ooh, even better. I don't know why, but that sound is like grating. Yes, yes, she can. God, it's like fucking novels for all these. We have begun to find pages from a manuscript very likely written by Alan Wake, para-utilitarian, and suspect in past cases involving the Cauldron Lake AWE. Though I do not like to bring myself or my biases into my work, I must do so here to address the matter being examined. As reference for any future readers, I am Diana Marmont, co-head of research at the Lake House facility. The page we found recently found summarizes my life with Jules Marmont, husband and co-researcher. It has turned us into characters for its story, making generalizations and assumptions that I must attempt to evaluate without emotion or prejudice. The accuracy of the writing is intriguing. It reports our past in the Bureau, but also details inner thoughts that an outside recorder would have no way of knowing. Jules and I have indeed been having more and more interpersonal conflict this past year. This raises many questions. How does Wake, wherever he is writing this from, get his information? Or was the page itself determining these emotions and events? I cannot believe the scope of Wake's ability goes so far as to have dictated my entire career at the FBC. And if it did, would it matter? Even if a person knew their life was being driven by an external force, would it change their nature, their behavior, their personality? My disagreements with Jules are not sudden shifts in personality, but rather a growing resentment. I firmly believe that, though I have no evidence to prove it, which brings me to a new research query for our team. What methodology can one use to prove their actions, their mind, their love, or animosity are theirs to control?
March 7th, 2018. Notes regarding Dr. Emil Hartman.
Uh-oh, Hartman.
Founder of the Cauldron Lake Lodge, where he manipulated artists in an attempt to control the power of the Shadow. I've gone through his notes, which were confiscated by the Bureau after his arrest in 2010. Overall, Hartman's work was sloppy. Complete disregard for proper scientific method. But he was bold enough to try something we haven't. Our procedural writing machines are promising, but we could understand the effects of Cauldron Lake's threshold much better by observing live artists in action. Thanks to Hartman, we even have a list of prospects. Next step is to send Dr. Darling a request to bring some into the lake house for analysis.
Hooray, another Dr. Darling mention. It's like weirdly dystopian walking through here. Uh-oh. Oh, good. Oh, good.
Shit.
Gun.
I can never say no to extra firepower.
Also, another row of inventory. Big boom gun.
Back where I started. Spatial recurrence. Usually observes the law of 3.
This contrived overlap rebounded on
This was different.
itself. Compressing, compounding, reflecting, and refracting. An urban legend and a murder in constant imbalance. Cause and effect hopelessly tangled. Arranged wrong, the dream logic flawed, the feedback loop doubled and redoubled out of control. The pressure kept building, looking for release. This contrived overlap rebounded on itself. Compressing, compounding, reflecting, and refracting.
All right.
Out of control. The pressure kept building.
The shadow is here. Good thing I brought a flashlight.
Good. You bitch. Good miss. Fuck. Ow. Ow, bitch.
Some staff down there had been corrupted. Shit just kept getting worse.
Oh, I did have a... Okay. I did have a flare. Oopsie. Still don't like the typey. Loop again. Oh, hey, bitch.
Loop 3. Should be the last one.
Rule of threes.
I keep coming back to this page. The author's clearly Wake.
Wake.
It's like he's warning us. But about what? I mean, what does it mean? This page scared Jules away from the work on Wake's writing. A coward can't stand risk. But science is risk. For me, this is proof that we are going in the right direction. I just need Rudolph Lane's paintings to lead to more pages so that hopefully one day we can understand. I keep coming back to this page. The author's clearly Wake.
Okay.
It's like he's...
I thought that was going to be the same thing, but I wanted to make sure.
What? I mean, what does it mean? This page scared Jules away from the work on Wake's writing.
Save. No. I love how that... It's so dark, and the things are not typing. And it's like infinite in both directions.
What is that? Locked.
I'm
Maybe
not,
there's another way in.
not excited about this. Really not excited about this. Hello? The key card probably not gonna work. Oh shit, it did. Okay. Put you back here.
Controllable shifting phenomena.
Open door. Why can I not do anything with this? Oh. Yeah, that would probably explain it. There's your problem. So what did that give me now? Oh. Oh. So now I've opened that. Oh! Which now gives me this because I didn't break it. Haha. Yeah, I'm just... Ooh, shit. Alright. Angry painting.
You again.
Hey, man.
What happened to you? Did the people here do this to you? Alan Wake's writing is being studied here. Do you know anything about him?
Names don't matter. 1,000 more to come.
They say clear communication is the key to any relationship. You and I have some work to do there.
Are you shit-talking a sentient painting?
You said marmots before. Do they do this? Where are they now? Tell me where they are. Christ. It's fixated on the marmots. What did they do?
Can I go to level 2 now?
A threshold is the connection between a foreign reality and our own. Now, they all have their own rules, strange as they are, but the further down I went, the more chaotic this one got. Clearly, this was the Cauldron Lake threshold, but something was wrong. Well, more wrong than usual.
Sublevel 2.
Okay, good.
Level
It actually...
lockdown in effect. Please remain calm. Level-wide lockdown in effect. Please remain calm.
Wow. Effective lockdown. Okay, level 3. Ooh. None of those doors can be opened. Okay. Don't think there was anything. Yeah. Smiley face. Yeah. I have a feeling whatever I'm going to do in the middle is going to open up all of these doors. Except for maybe the security one. Hey, this looks like an experiment gone wrong. Sublevel 2 lane cell. Work required. A section of the cell's southern wall needs to be removed for transport to sublevel 5 for analysis. Not my job to know which tools you've required to cut concrete walls. It's your job. Important, the wall must be removed very carefully. The painting on the interior side must not be damaged.
I wonder what happened here.
What about Night Springs? What about Night Springs indeed? As of yesterday, subject refuses to touch his supplies. He claims he will not paint anymore and wishes to leave. The subject's refusal has effectively halted all research. While the team can continue to run tests on the backlog of paintings, they estimate there is little new information to gain. The subject must continue to paint if work is to proceed. However, the team is concerned that convincing the subject with force or coercion may only entrench him further in his position. Dr. Jules Marmont, co-head of research and project lead, has suggested a high dose of redacted to be introduced to the subject's food to cure his redacted. If the subject's attitude does not improve, then low doses of redacted will be introduced in order to improve his compliance. Rudolph Lane, subject P, has shown a decline in redacted over the past several months. Initially, this redacted presented as an increase in resistance, frequently declining requests to work. However, given time and pressure, subject would always relent. Subject's attitude towards art has also undergone a change recently. He is disinterested in his work, quickly becoming frustrated and sometimes even damaging or destroying the piece before it is completed. In the past few months, his work has become much more abstract, no longer showing true-to-life subjects or landscapes, but rather conceptual art that is much harder to define or categorize. Whether this sudden interest in abstraction was a form of rebellion, a consequence of growing redacted, or a source of genuine artistic interest is unknown.
I can't paint anymore. I know you want me to paint, but I can't. I'm empty. Rudolph, now, you love to paint. And you are such a talent. This is just the classic artist slump. No, I hate it. It's just taking from me now. When can I leave? You said you'd let me leave. Rudolph, but you volunteered to come, remember? We are helping you, like Dr. Hartman did. Perhaps you need to see our doctor? I can arrange that. No, I am feeling better. Much better. I will paint. Ah, this is wonderful to hear, Rudolph. I knew
This is
you would
disgusting
come
to
back
hear,
your
actually.
old self.
That is a bunch of coercion right there.
Jules Marmont looked at the painting. He didn't understand it, saw only random whirls of color. Drugging Lane made him more compliant, but his work had turned abstract. Jules needed more art his team could parse, could test, trial and error. These abstract explosions of color complicated the data. His grip tightened around the letter opener in his hand. The piece of art he needed was hidden inside Lane. If Jules could simply cut the painter open and pull the painting out of him, he would. The overhead lights flickered. Jules would make Lane cooperate. No more drugs. Less carrot, more stick. Jules had to go faster. He wouldn't lose to Diana. Nothing else mattered.
That part's also disgusting. Like, that's couples competing against each other using people. Subject's writing must feature darkness, water, marmots, the lake house conflict. Did anyone explain any of this to him? Acquisition team is hereby approved to acquire additional research subjects for ongoing study related to Project Arbutus and the Lake House facility. Prioritize outcomes as ordered below. Both subjects brought to the Lake House for study. Tamitha Booker, her work is more commercially successful, thus more likely to yield results based on proven cases. Edward Booker, less successful than Tamitha, but theater is more widely recognized as art than true crime novels. Observe the subject at a distance and only move to acquire if opportunity arises. Under no circumstances can this operation draw attention of local law enforcement.
Finally, someone who isn't a painting.
Oh my god. I forgot that was their last name. It's the two from earlier in the game. The first piece of content produced by the subject is severely disappointing. It's not remotely similar in content to Wake's pages we provided as reference. Why is it so focused on my marriage? Why is Jules the protagonist? Why is it set in an actual lakeside cabin? And what is happening at the end? What the hell is in the sky? Did anyone brief Booker about the concepts he had to write about? The lake house, the shadow? We need him to match Wake's style exactly. It's not going to work if he has no clue what he's writing about. We need to get this sorted. We need progress now. And why isn't he taking this seriously? When I spoke to him, he thought I was an actor. I want him to understand how serious we are, whatever it takes. Continue the story from page ID AW002. Match the tone, style, and content of it as closely as possible. The crack was an emotional one, a line right through their marriage, their foundation, their lake house. These thoughts and more flooded Jules' mind as he stared out through the lakeside cottage's windows. The sun was setting on a stormy day. Rain-heavy clouds hung low, weighed down with the burden of purpose. Diana sat in her favorite deck chair, staring out across the lake's rippling surface. He watched as the breeze catch her acorn hair. Wow. Acorn. As if sensing his gaze, she turned her head. Jules looked away, flustered, then annoyed with himself for letting her affect him this way. He grabbed the bottle of red wine, poured himself a generous serving. And he kept pouring, his mind distracted by a thought. How did we get here? They had been at the lab running an experiment. Then they were here. Why? He remembered thinking that a break from the lab would give them space to reconnect, to mend the crack. But he couldn't remember ever leaving. Wine was flowing over the rim of his cup, though he didn't even notice. He put down the bottle, scanning the lake. A faint shimmer hung in the air on the far side of the lake, like light hitting glass. The sort of thing you only noticed if you were looking for it. He felt like he had seen something like this before, but where? Jules. Diana's cry snapped Jules back to the present. She was staring up at the sky in panic. A deep shadow crept across the deck. Jules ran to the door to his wife. Okay. I will talk to him on the other side of the break. So for those of you who are watching the episode, I will see you in a second. All right. We are back. No, computer. Okay. Great. Oh, this is like not in order. Jules just sent out a memo asking us to spy on his wife's project. Remember when we just made fun of his stupid project names and science factoids? Simpler times. He really did that? Diana is gonna slit his throat if she finds out. Those two are such a hot mess. I got drinks with Perry last night, and he told me Jules is withholding wake pages from Diana's team. He told her they went missing. Crazy shit. Paula mentioned you two were thinking about asking for a transfer. You'd really leave me here all alone? We could have weekly gossip calls. Promise. Attention all staff. There is a significant amount of BlackRock missing from sublevel 5. I expect there is a misunderstanding and someone is taking it to another floor by mistake. If you did this, please respond to this message and we will fix the problem. BlackRock is a precious material. We only have so much of it now with the oldest house being closed. Hello. To celebrate the arrival of fall, I have brought a variety of seasonal pies from that local diner you all seem to love so much. The members of Project Ramus can come to enjoy the lobby, in the lobby near my office. All other staff should visit the other Dr. Marmon's office to see if she brought pie. Also, despite ridiculous dramatics of last year, I have purchased the delicious pecan-filled pies. General reminder that nut allergies are a serious health issue, and making light of them is not appropriate work behavior for anyone of any seniority level. Bringing nuts to the office is a health risk, and should be avoided for everyone's safety. That's the Sam message. All right.
Hey,
What's up,
hello.
Ed?
Who are you?
Sorry, got a flow going. Can we do this later?
No, we cannot. I'm Agent Kieran Estevez. I'm with the government, and I need your name.
I'm Ed Booker, the playwright. And I'm hitting my stride here, so can you guys stop with all that banging and screaming? It's throwing me off.
Do you realize you're in, like, a prison right now?
Where do you think you are right now?
In an immersive writing workshop.
Well, bad news, it's not a writing workshop. Good news, it's not a writing workshop.
Right. It's a government facility studying the power of creativity. That makes way more sense.
I mean, it is true.
Look around you. How is this a workshop?
You have to stay in character. I get that. I'm in the theater business too. And look,
Brother!
the sets, the costumes, all great in that, campy, 70s sci-fi kind of way. But you could dial down the role-playing like 15, 20%. Just some professional advice.
What are you even doing? What are you writing?
Well, after you all abducted me in the woods, I've been working on this manuscript you gave me because you need it for some experiment or something. I kind of forget the premise. But, I've had this block lately. And filling in the gaps of this story has really loosened me up. Copying the style is a nice constraint, but I still have lots of room to play. It's a solid creative exercise.
Sir, whether you are aware of it or not, there is a situation here. I need you to stay in your cell until I can resolve the matter, okay?
Uh-huh, got it. Hey, no one's been around with food for a while. I could go for some dinner when you have a second. Oh, and can I get my phone back? I want to call my wife. I don't know how Tammy found you guys, but she killed it. 5 stars all around.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Okay.
Monsters represent capitalism, which means the flashlight is the power of the artist. Sheer creativity tearing through the shadowy cloak of corporate cookie-cutter bullshit. Killer metaphor. This is good stuff. The style's a little click, but I can work with that. Short, to the point, visual metaphors, dark imagery. Government is spreading darkness, trying to control the uncontrollable. It speaks to climate change, oppression, the disenfranchisement of immigrant minority populations. Lots of heavy themes in a dark sci-fi wrapper. Love it.
All right, at least he's kind of happy. All right, what do we have done here?
Shaded. Hope that glass is thick.
Like, I need at least level 2. What the fuck? That looks like a save point. Yeah, like all we're doing is just playing Control right now. Just in Alan Wake. Where we were playing Alan Wake. In Control with the or was it Project AWE or whatever the DLC was called. Whoa. I'm betting number 2 is going to be up there soon. Oh. Huh. Convenient.
A higher access card. Sorry, but I need this.
Who are you? Were you Diana?
How many paintings did they have this guy make?
Okay, I see 42, I see 169. I see 170. I see 24. Is there another, like, clue? I'm gonna come in here first. I thought there was gonna be somebody on the other side of the door. Turns out I was right. Holy ball. Okay. Like, as much as I kind of don't want to, I would like to continue with this. Like, it's so many papers. It is so many papers. And I kind of need to just step away from it. But that is going to be the end of... Let me just save again. That is going to be the end of the episode. Like, again, one of the big complaints I had with Control was the amount of collectible, like, documents, and with how, like, overly wordy, overly, like, science babbly, techno babbly they were. Because it just makes your eyes start to gloss over when you start to see how long some of these documents are. Now, is that a fair assessment? Maybe not. I mean, a lot of these do have context in them. But when you're spending, like, this last episode was a little over an hour, right? I feel like I spent probably half of it just in some sort of screen reading something. 30 to 40 minutes is how I feel. And it's just like, it's just so much. Like, again, I'm happy to see, like, stuff from Control, because I did like the atmosphere. I liked the concept of, like, the FBC, but playing Control felt annoying at times because of how many of these documents there are. Even if there were more of the, like, audio logs or something like that, I'd probably feel better, but it's all, like, written memos. And it's like, it's just so much. So, like, I'm already getting, like, frustrated is kind of probably an accurate statement. And then I walk into the next room after this, and it's another document, another computer. And it's like, good Lord, more? So, I don't know. I'm probably maybe on the further side of halfway done with this DLC. I assume, like, negative or sub-level 5 is probably going to be the final level. Wrap that up, and then we'll go back to Saga. I forgot about this. I forgot about the Lake House DLC. So when I was saying that, oh, we'll probably end this maybe next week, that possibility is shrinking because I've completely forgot about this. But anywho, I do believe that is going to be the end of the episode and the end of the stream. Next stream, which is next week, I do plan on continuing with this. Hopefully I'll be in a better mood and be more open to reading stuff again. But there are some of these things where I'm just like, I just kind of want to walk past it all, because I am seeking a lot of these documents out. I am, like, because I want to know more. I just, sometimes I don't want to read about more, you know? Like, give me a Dr. Darling video. In this case, give me, like, one of the Marmonts, like, reading or, like, explaining something. Just, I'm tired of the documents. Of these documents. Like, also, like, the Wake manuscripts, because there's been a few of those in this. The Wake manuscripts, great. It's still a manuscript. I can still kind of, like, read along, but Alan Wake is reading it. And, like, really at that point, I just have to make sure that I'm paying attention. So, I don't know. Anyway, to those of you who are watching episode 22 of Alan Wake, thank you all so much for watching. I'm Blurry Phoenix, and game on.